Welcome everybody to the Pullout Game, my comic review, also known as pulling comics out of a box when you pick them out. You know, that's the Pullout Game. That's the Pullout Game. Okay, don't get it weird. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. But anyways, yeah. So these comics right here are free. If you go to your local comic book store, thanks to the Trick or Read event, you'll be able to pick these up for free. These are all little samplers. Some of them are full issues, like this one I think is a full issue, which I didn't read until prior to this, which is good, because you can actually get to try out a series, and if you don't like it, then you didn't pay for it, you know? You didn't pay for it. Okay. But, that being said, what I also picked up physically is this one. Harley and Ivy, which if you guys ever seen the series, is actually very, very similar. Toxic relationship with Joker, and then these two get together, and it's just a little sampler of like what's to come, because you already kind of know the story if you watch the series, but it's not exactly the same one-for-one. The art is the same as the cover because of the same artist, but it's pretty, I don't know, cathartic. The Joker is really fucked up looking in this one, as you can tell right there. He is yeah, it gets pretty violent. Yeah, pretty good actually. I will pick up the rest of this until it gets boring. But so far, pretty good. Pretty good. Did not regret that one. For variant foil covers, though, this one takes the cake. Look at that shit. Let me have to pull it. I'm actually gonna have to pull this one out. Look at this. Look at this. Let me actually get this pulled out. Okay, so, as you can tell, it's a foil cover. And they're doing a lot better with their foils, because Marvel used to do the same thing as DC did, and just do the whole thing. Just one big foil sheet, with no contrast, nothing, but only the letters. There's a gloss to it, of course, but there's letters, the teeth, and the shield are the only things that are actually truly reflective. Which is pretty cool. Which is actually more coolers, which that's even a word, really, if that's even a word. So if that, we have that on, which I didn't think I was gonna pick up, but Planet She-Hulk is another foil cover, and as you can tell, this one is a little bit more intricate when it comes to the foil, because I collect cards too, and the applications of foils really make or break a series for me. Like if I'm gonna collect that specific TCG, right? So like Pokemon, when they get better foils, they start doing like, you know, was it detail foils? Like embedded? But look at that. The sword is almost extremely reflective. The metal, parts of her armor, even the hilt. It's really hard to reflect this to show how cool it is, because all this is just normal. Pretty normal, like, you know, cover, but like everything else, silvery metallic. Oh, that's a better angle. So you can sort of see what parts are actually metal. Pretty sick. Like, I was not gonna pick this up until I saw that in person. I was like, whoa! Okay, Marvel, you're picking up the slack. But actually, this turns out this book is not bad, because I already have all of Planet Hulk, the original run. It took forever to kind of like, what was it, scavenger hunt the pieces without having to pay markup of like some collector dude, you know, trying to like sell off his collection for a premium. So yep, that's Planet She-Hulk. Let's see, what else do we got today? Because the thing is, I also, not only did I pick up fresh comics, I got something in the mail. I got some of these. Spider-Man life story in the 60s. So this series gets all of no wait, this is the 60s. This is the 2010s. This is the 2000s. This is the 90s. So what this does, it gets all the history of Spider-Man and puts it in like almost a chronological order. It was very renowned when it came out, apparently. I wouldn't know. But it's like a big synopsis of like the entire thing to make it make sense If that makes sense. But I did not like the first couple issues because the speed, and it's a different universe. It's like the sped up universe, but it's still trying to copy the same story beats. But like what happens to Gwen Stacy is not the same as what happens in the original universe, and it's like, oh, that feels kind of anticlimactic compared to what originally got. And you guys know that we have like crossovers now, right? With Deadpool and Batman that just came out recently. But do you know there was a crossover with Marvel and DC prior to that? Because I got myself Dark Claw Adventures, which is, as you can tell, a pretty suspicious looking fellow. If you look at like, it's Batman, but also Wolverine? Question mark? Because it's back when they teamed up. I think like in the 90s, I think. But yeah, it's when they teamed up. Look at this shit. It looks cool. It took me a while to find this like on sale for not paying a premium. Finally, what also came in the mail was this. It was actually a $1 comic, and I was like, interesting. It has Deadpool. He's not the main, like, it's Black Panther actually in the back. He's the main character of this series. It's like a mini-series. But it's like, who is this? Question mark. That is what she looked like, a Gothic Lolita. Guess what her name is? Gothic Lolita. I'm not fucking kidding. She's part of the Live Wires. Which is, I don't know. Like, I guess it's like a early 2000s like series of all cyborg characters, and she just happens to be like a murder cyborg. That's it. It's kind of like the original Megan of Alita Battle Angel. I think that one came first actually. But yeah, that's all I got for physical. Not to count what's actually coming in the mail with my pull box. That's also going back to the pull out game kind of thing. My pull box. So the pull box is something like I subscribe to comics that are coming out ahead of time, so I can also get a little discount. And with that, I can get them all in the mail in one lump sum, like after like not the same day they come out, but you know, a couple days after. Let me show you. Yeah, let's see what we got for this week. For this week's. Every Wednesday, new comics come out. Right? And this is what I have so far. Ignore Bane taking a shit. That is actually not Bane taking a shit. That is, absolute Batman Go edition, which makes it like a scrollable webcomic version of that comic. Anyways, as you can see, I got this one. Alien vs. Captain America, right? But I got the variant. I got the original too. Let's see if I can scrolling. Boop, 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 boop. I also got Amazing Spider-Man, but I can actually pull this one. I went ahead and pulled the variant because they're doing these variants where they capture, because Spider-Man's gonna reach its 1,000th issue. 1,000 issues with Spider-Man. And they're doing a countdown where they're doing special covers of like key moments in the story. So this one's like when MJ first shows up, which is alright. Amazing X-Men, which is like a future spin-off of what happens in the possible dark future. Batman's really good. This Batman just started. As you can see, issue 3. You can still probably find issue 1. It's really good. They humanize Batman in a sense that he doesn't always just punch first, ask questions later. As you'll see in the first issue, like without spoilers. Harley and Ivy got that one. This one, Ice Cream Man. Probably never heard of it, right? You probably never heard of Ice Cream Man. Well, I'll tell you right now, dude, you are sleeping on it because it's one of those indie sleeper hits. It is like the Twilight Zone, but darker and more, I don't know, like big brain. It's like the Rick and Morty. It's a very bad example. It's like the Rick and Morty of like Twilight Zone, of Dark Mirror. Black Mirror? Black Mirror. Black Mirror, yeah. Black Mirror. It's like Black Mirror, except each issue stands alone, but they have some elements that transfer over as cameos or references, but you don't really need to read any other issue. Moon Knight, really good run. Really good run right now. Let me go back. A really good run right now. Poison Ivy is actually on its 30th issue because it's actually really good. And it's girl bossing to the max, and not in a bad way. Like, you know, like not forced, so to speak. Spirits of Violence, really bad. I do not recommend it. I do not recommend it. The only reason I got it is because they have one of the first Latina female Ghost Riders, Phantasma, which is just ghosts in Spanish. And I had to get every freaking variant for Ultimate X-Men. I just had to. You just look at these. I'm gonna show you guys individually these in a second. And another manga that I recommend. You and I are polar opposites. It's gonna get its own anime. It's gonna get its own anime. And I'm so freaking hyped for it. This is actually the 7th volume out of 8. So not that many volumes. Okay. This is why. Look at the cover. Look at the cover. This is actually a connecting cover. So if you get this issue, and you can connect it to the other one, you'll get like a big picture. There's like the left side, and you get the other one's the middle. See? See? It all comes together. It's all coming together, baby. This one doesn't connect. Because that's all you need. But this is the 22nd issue. If you guys are wondering what site I'm using, this is leagueofcomicgeeks.com. You can find me under Spikey Dino, and I can add you. You can see all my little stuff that I have listed for reviews and what I'm pulling that week. And this is the other variant. So variants, basically, it's gonna the same contents inside. The same contents inside, but it's just a different cover. And look at this, dude. This gives me the perfect retro vibe that I've been looking for here. Like early 2000s covers. Look at that shit. I love that. I had to get it. Once I saw it, I was like, I gotta go. Because the thing is, you have a cutoff time. See here? Final order cutoff. You have to pre-order around that time. Before that time. Otherwise, you'll have to wait until it actually comes out. And you don't get a discount. You can't guarantee a copy if they're like, hey, you guys have a copy of Ultimate X-Men 21, this variant, and they're like, no, sorry, already gone. You're gonna have to go hunting or just pay online. That's the you know, the trade-off of waiting for coverage. Because sometimes you get, like, if I go to, let's say three volumes ahead, right? Some of them do not have covers yet, but they say who the artist may be or to be determined, right? But they have a cutout date of the 24th. So you can pre-order it still, these covers, but you won't know what you're getting. It's kind of like a blind box. Or you can just play it safe and get the default cover. And sometimes the default cover may be ass. And then you're like, oh shit, I have to just take a gamble on like the artist. I would say just look up the artist and see their past works and be like, if it was like a Wolverine comic, like how would he draw Wolverine? And then just look up Wolverine and that artist and you're like, okay, the cover might look something like this. That's what is the best I can suggest if you don't have a thumbnail. But this is the other variant, all the same comic, but this one looks really good too. This is one of my new favorite characters to debut in this series, May Storm. She's like a Chuny that got X-Men powers. One of the best characters to come out of this series, original too. She's just like a fan of Storm, so that's why she called herself May Storm. But yep, that's all I have for this week, baby. Look at all this. You wanna get a little preview? Want a little preview next week? Okay, fine, we'll do a little preview next week, just because you're nice. Let's see what we got. We have Amazing Spider-Man Tour, which is like an in-between story of when Spider-Man's like in his early years, except he still has Gwen around. Batman and Static fucking Shock, dude. This is hype. Batman Beyond and Static Shock. This is gonna be fucking hype. I got the Poison Ivy annual. If you guys don't know what annuals are, they're semi-non-canon issues that happen maybe every 12 issues, every yearly, that are kind of like a funsies. You know, they don't have to be part of the canon. They could just kind of branch off. They're usually thicker than your average issue. They're a lot more expensive, like maybe $1 or $2 more. Red Hulk, final issue of Red Hulk. Sinister 6. Apparently the first one's good. I'm gonna actually read the first one, and I'm gonna get the second one because the cover looks pretty fucking sick. Like, this Venom getting sliced up. Spider-Girl, final issue, I think. Spider-Man and Wolverine. Spider-Man... you could tell I got a lot of Spider-Man. 94, which is like the... what'd you call it? A continuation of the animated series from the 90s. Spider-Man Noir. Spider-Man Octogirl, which I do recommend. It's literally Isekai, except he's not really dead. Dr. Octopus thinks he's dying, gets transferred. He's like, I'm gonna transfer to one of my clone copies, my clone bodies, and gets intercepted by this little Japanese girl. He's like, wait a minute, oh no, I've made a mistake. And then he's like switching like personas with this girl while he's still trying to like get his body back. Supergirl number 7. It's fun. It's not story heavy. You don't have to like know anything. Superman and the Kryptonite Spectrum, also a limited series. So there's only gonna be 5 issues of this. This is issue 4, right? By the same creators of Ice Cream Man. So the art's kind of the same as Ice Cream Man. Story plot wise, it is mind bendy as Ice Cream Man. Really good so far. Turtles versus Godzilla. TMNT versus Godzilla. This is fucking hype. And this is TMNT Journeys, which is another TMNT. I can't spoil too much of the Godzilla one, that's why I skipped it. But Journeys is basically a reissue of these, of like a very, very rare run of TMNTs. Like, it's like you have the original run 1, and then you have like a second run, which is the sequel, and then this is run 4. But technically, it's more like part 3 because the real part 3 is kind of like not made by the same people that originally make the first series, so it doesn't. Most people don't consider it canon. If that helps. So it's like season 1, 2, and 4 are what you should read for original TMNT, and this is season 4 in a sense. Got Sinister 6, baby. Look at this. Look at this cover. It also implies that no one's really inside Venom, or they have to be very small, which is weird because, you know, it's parasitic, symbiotic. And this is what I love of these fucking covers, dude. This is another variant of Spider-Man 94, issue 3? Yeah, issue 3. It's just right there. But it looks like the freaking, like, action figures from back then. At least I think they looked like that back then. It could just look like the series. But yeah, this looks fun. I haven't read it yet because I'm kind of recapping on the series because I haven't seen it. I've only seen like clips. But yeah, that's it, baby. Thanks for coming to the pull-out game. Let's go. See you next time.